growing it out of pure laziness.
Yeah, that's how all long hair starts.
That's literally how mine started when I used to have it long.
I live beneath a barber shop, and even that, I'm like, I can't be asked to go upstairs and get a haircut.
Are they good though?
For what I normally get, yeah, they're all right. I don't have anything fancy done.
I mean, to be fair, based on previous pre-game recordings, don't you kind of hate their guts a little bit?
No, that's the nail salon. Those guys can go fuck themselves.
Oh, okay. but the barbershop are okay. The barbershop
they're
are
all right.
okay.
They're sound, yeah. They're all right.
Are there 4 of them?
4 barbers?
Mm-hmm. Is it a barbershop quartet?
A quartet, yeah.
I don't know why I was trying to think of, like, did the 2 Ronnies do 4 barbers? I know they did 4 candles.
4 candles.
Yeah, Four Barbers is that lesser-known spin-off sketch.
Yeah. And is it the 4 Yorkshiremen or the 5 Yorkshiremen?
4 Yorkshiremen. 4 Yorkshiremen of the Apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh, like a nice glass of Chateau de Chasselet. Yes.
Bet you do, Stuart, bet you do. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your GM for this game and for many others. And I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Darren.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Amy.
Hello.
And I've got some very exciting news for everyone. In addition to our regular cast of Misfits, we have a very special guest joining us for the first time this evening. Please, everybody, give a very warm 20-side welcome to Asta!
Yay!
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. I'm quite excited. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. We're very happy to have you. As we've previously mentioned, Neil is taking a bit of an extended break. He's very busy with work. Basically, he's too successful at acting now. We can't associate with him anymore.
No.
I mean,
no, that's not true at all. Neil will be back.
He's
will be
shit.
back.
he's a
Is that what you're saying?
fine actor.
That's not what I meant to say.
So mean.
Let's not slander our absent
You said
castmates.
I mean, absent is
I
the
didn't.
time to slander him.
Oh dear.
I've got to say, it's better than when he's here.
Because he can't.
Yeah.
Because he can't defend himself. I know.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Absolutely. If you're going to kick
No.
a man, kick him when he's down.
When he's not there.
Yeah, even better.
If he isn't down, kick him till he
Okay.
is, and then kick him again.
Yes.
Yes. So Neil is taking a break from the podcast for a short while. In the meantime, Asta is jumping in to fill a little bit of the void. She has her own character, who we will be meeting hopefully very shortly. But before we sort of get going properly, Asta, why don't you tell not just us but also the listeners at home a little bit about yourself?
I've been playing tabletop RPGs for 6 years now, mostly 5th edition. This will be my first time playing Pathfinder. Very excited to try it out and see the differences. On the side, I do some digital illustration, mostly fantasy characters, bringing people's characters to life. And I'm a bit of a gamer. Love my games, and I am a nerd.
Yay!
Well, you are amongst good company. Welcome to the Nerd Club. Cool. So yeah, you mentioned that your experience is primarily with D&D 5th edition. You actually play in another game that I run, don't you?
I
Asta?
do, which is going very well at the moment.
It is. I'm in the process of traumatizing / helping character recover from trauma, but also mostly traumatizing.
Yeah, just adding to it more than anything.
Sounds like a game with Dom.
It's a GM's job.
That's it. a GM is someone who jokes about killing their friends whilst all the time planning their happy endings. That's how that works.
Yes, we like that quote. Should we go?
We definitely
should we go
do,
around
definitely.
the table? As this is the first time. Hello, Asta. As this is the first time the rest of us, other than you, Dom, have met Asta. Should we all go around the table and just remind our listeners who we actually are?
Do you know what, Stu? I think that's a fantastic idea because I actually have noticed that our sort of follower count has been creeping up a little bit over the last few weeks. So maybe for those people who are just joining us for the very first time, why don't we go around the table and just give out a little bit about ourselves? Start with yourself, Stu.
Okay, well, my name's Stu Jackson. I'm a professional actor here in the UK. My RPG experience was very, very limited till I started listening to another podcast run by UK actors, which we won't mention. Danger Club podcast, they're really good. And I wanted to be part of them. I wanted to emulate them. They didn't want me, so we started Tales from the 20 Side instead.
Oh, so that's not entirely true, Stu, because you have been on one of their episodes.
I have been on one of their episodes quite recently, yes, and many of them have been on this as well.
They have. We've got a real mixer going with the Danger Club podcast. It's great.
Oh.
Very You might call it a special relationship.
Yes, a special relationship. That's a very good way of putting it. I'm also a huge nerd. I'm the world's biggest Trekkie. I run another an RPG, Star Trek Adventures, with Amy's part of. Yeah, world's biggest Trekkie. I'm an actor and I play RPGs. That's everything anybody needs to know about me. That's all there is to know about me, in fact.
All right, so moving on from Stu, Amy, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Amy. My job is boring and unrelated to what we do, so we don't discuss it. I play this. I have played D&D before. I play with Stu in Star Trek, which is a different system, which is fun. I play lots of games, generally console-wise. I'm waiting on my Steam Deck to turn up. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, you went for it and
I
bought
got one,
Nice.
and they're quite soon being released, so it's apparently in the Netherlands on its way to me, so I'm very excited. And I've discovered in the past week that one can play too much games because I've got an RSI. So I've had to stop playing WoW for a week, and I'm sad.
Amy is sporting a fantastic cast on her wrist.
Yeah, little brace.
That's it. All right. Darren.
I'm Darren.
Hi, Darren.
That's
Hello.
it. No, when we started Tales from the 20 Side, this was the first time I'd ever played an RPG. I'm also an actor, and I do music, and I do cooking, and I do sitting, and I do playing video games. I like magnets, ghouls, and milk steak.
Is that
That's a very specific set of interests.
Nice little
that
reference
steak
there.
cooked in milk?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
You can't tell
I'll be honest. I didn't get that reference
if
at
any
all.
of the listeners get the reference, then they get it, and that means they're awesome. If they don't, well,
We're all shit then, yeah.
yeah.
That's it. We're all worthless.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you guys, I like video games and films and TV and books and avoiding the outside world mostly.
It's full of people.
Very, very sensible.
Yeah,
It's full of people. You don't want to go near people.
Another fun fact.
Might catch something.
We all wear glasses.
Yeah, we
I
do.
wear glasses.
Do you wear glasses, Asta?
Maybe?
You'll never know.
I do sometimes. Or rather, I should. And don't.
Vanity. Vanity, yes.
No, forgetfulness.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So there's no excuse. We should all hit those perception checks because we've got extra eyes.
That's it. That's it. But if this is going by the Fallout New Vegas style, the glasses are just making up for the penalty that we would otherwise have without them.
I mean, yes, that's true.
There we go. All right. So that is our cast of players. I suppose it's better to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Dom, as I've already mentioned. I play a whole bunch of RPGs. I do Pathfinder, I do D&D 5th edition, I run games, I play games. What's the hand there for, Amy? What's that about?
Oh no, it's fine. Carry on.
Okay, sure. I work in events. I do sort of. I've lost control of this recording. I really have.
There is no control. It's all a fallacy.
There is no spoon.
That's it. There is no spoon. Yeah. In that case, I will. As I can see, everyone else is getting super bored at me talking. We're gonna get into the game so they can hear me talk some more. Yeah, right. So let's have a recap, folks. Who wants to fill us in on what's happened in the last couple of episodes?
We fought a dragon and won.
Yeah, I defeated the dragon
What?
and threw it into the air. Using my whole body.
One is in inverted commas, or at least has an asterisk.
We
next to it.
survived, which I'm taking as a win.
I tamed a dragon and let it take me for a flight.
You did.
Yeah.
And you did a superhero landing from 80 foot. So this head of the city guard, Logrovich, this white dragon, we were there scouting out, trying to just get a bit of information, and one character who shall remain nameless decided to run in and take the dragon on because he thought he might have been eating little children. And we barely got out with our lives. Did fight a bugbear on the way out. Murdered him, so that's good.
A little bit of murder.
Maybe don't say that quite so casually, Stu.
It's me saying it. It's not my character, so that's fine. Yeah. We got back to our base of operations with the Heralds of Summers Return, sorry, where we've been formulating plans, and I think we're Whitethrone's most wanted now.
Yeah, that went pretty well.
But it's fine. Chardonnay's got a disguise, so
Yeah.
a sooty
Didn't
the
we
best
just
disguise.
cover in soot or something, didn't we?
That was exactly
Oh,
it.
but no,
covered
but
in
this
soot.
opens up a realm of possibilities because we could just go to the wine place and she can roll around in wine and become purple. I know, I'm sorry, I'm terrible. It's Chardonnay. It's really hard.
puts you in mind
me
of a
to do
female
it.
character. I know
It does. I know a Chardonnay,
Yeah.
so that's why.
I struggled with this for a good 30 episodes after Alwyn
I
got
should just
the
stick
wolf
with
baby.
Faye
Don't feel
and it
bad.
works better.
Exactly.
But yes, so there's many opportunities to change him in lots of different colours.
Yeah.
Roll around in the grass, green.
Yep.
That's
At
it.
least with the
Find-
soot, that's
find a patch of berries that's
natural
red.
colour.
So's grass.
Well,
Green.
but
Green's
not
a
for a
natural colour.
wolf.
Yeah, what if
Oh,
maybe
I see what you
something
mean.
a bit off? Go a bit green.
Sorry, I thought you meant like a synthetic colour. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure grass is natural.
No, I meant for a wolf.
There we go. Right, Pathfinder, folks.
Yes.
Let's play a game before we run out of
Let's
time and we have
Find a
to
path.
go off for various things. Let's find a path. Is there a particular path that you want to find today? What are you remind me what you guys were about to go and do?
What were we about to go and do? Remind me.
If only we had someone who took notes.
Well, the last thing I wrote wasn't very helpful. I think I stopped writing notes partway through because I was
Is that when you
like,
put your head in your hands and just started sobbing.
So to lock at the White Throne highest point. I think I just wrote notes at the start because I wrote Amos Bait talks in dragon, yay, and then that was about it. So.
I think the last note I took was that, so I'm not going to repeat that.
Hey, it's a drawing of a penis. Well, we've determined that Logrovich's Tower is the highest point in White Throne, and from there he can survey the entire city. And we determined that if we destroy that tower somehow, then he'll have to go somewhere else or he won't be able to survey the city, which will create enough of a distraction, because we want to not incapacitate.
I've got a better idea. Amos can talk in dragon, right? Could you pretend to be a lovely lady dragon and
like Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, and convince Mr. Dragon that he needs to leave the castle for a few days.
I mean,
we could create a fake dragon.
How?
With grass.
With grass and soot.
I think grass might be involved in this plan, but possibly the smoking of rather than.
Well, the dragon doesn't need to smoke anything. It probably would smoke the grass, though.
Also, I'm not entirely convinced by this toppling of the tower, so he can't survey anything because he's a dragon.
Yeah.
He can fly.
I think we need to get him out of the tower. And to get him out of the tower, we need to create something that would draw his attention, which would be us now, really. Because he'd probably want to find us.
Wait, weren't we going to kidnap some singer and put on a concert or something? Or did I imagine that?
No, we talked about planning a festival at some point, but
what, a dragon festival?
That was a joke. About 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
There is a singer involved in this somewhere. I'm curious to see if you remember where.
Oh, God, yeah. Didn't Logrovich, didn't...
Barclay something.
Yeah. Either capture a singer or...
Barclay.
Oh, my God, yeah. I'd forgotten.
Yeah. Barclay Balvorica. Chalish opera singer was kidnapped by Logrovich for reasons unknown.
So saying this is a dragon who's cultured.
Yeah, but he's also a dragon that doesn't like us.
If we disguise ourselves.
Just to help move this on a bit, would you like to tell me exactly where you were going at the end of last episode?
I don't remember.
Yes. I've just remembered. I've forgotten. I mean, the thing is, I only edited that episode last week. I should have remembered. Yes, we were heading back down to Red Raven to see if Red Raven can help us.
That was a really good idea as well. Yeah, because we were going to come up underneath the thing, weren't we? Wasn't that an idea?
Well, we're going to go and ask Red Raven if she can help.
Yeah.
That's as much as.
But the idea of toppling the tower was going to try and fiddle around with it underneath, and then we could
undermine
do that way. Yeah. Because of the underground thing. I remember. That
was an option, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe Red Raven might know something about Logrovich or something.
Yeah, she owes us a favour, so we can go call that in.
And Alwyn.
That's what we were doing.
Has other reasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're hopefully not going to be saving children again.
Hopefully we are.
Well, I don't expect to find any children in danger going down there, but if we do, we're going to have a nice talk and a plan.
No, we got
before we go and
instead.
save them.
We got chuds instead.
Chuds.
The Caligny.
That's an old movie from the 80s. You know, back in them days.
When all this was fields.
Children had the drones. Oh, very old.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
25 minutes in, we're finally getting somewhere with
Yeah,
it.
we were heading back down to Red Raven, yes, and the Caligny.
Indeed, you were, and that really is where we're going to bring ourselves back in. So the three of you, having left Otto asleep in his room in the shrine of the Everbloom, you have retraced your steps across the city, and you've started making your way underground once again, back into the Undercity. And it doesn't take you long to get down there. The familiar gloom and the ruined buildings loom around you as your eyes adjust once more to the darkness. And considering it was literally only the day before that you retraced this path, you're able to follow the route you took pretty easily. In fact, you can still see that there are signs of your passing from the day before, sort of footprints in dust, disturbed bits of rubble, that kind of thing. And within a short amount of time, you start to come toward the area where you encountered Red Raven and the Caligny, and you can just make out, sort of towering over some of the ruined buildings. You can see the wall of ice that makes up the vernal prison in which you sealed the Barghest most recently. And as you're sort of walking silently through the shadows, keeping an ear out at everything that's approaching, perhaps nearby, you don't hear much movement this time. It definitely seems that since the Barghest has been sealed away once more, the undead that were roaming restlessly amongst these halls, they seem to have settled down, at least somewhat. You don't encounter any on your way to the Caligny Enclave. And just as you come into view of this wall of ice where the prison is, the three of you hear a voice from the shadows. Ah, good to see you again. Back so soon.
That's Stalker Catan? Trying to remember. Yes. Hello. Yes, we've come to see Red Raven.
And you, of course.
Well, I must say I'm very flattered. Yes, Red Raven. She mentioned you might be coming by today. Some kind of foresight she had. So I've been out here keeping an eye out for you all. Where is the dwarf?
He's staying back at base. We thought. He needs his rest, but also we thought we wouldn't offend Red Raven with his presence.
I would not worry. I do not think it's possible for her to be offended by one such as him.
I wouldn't say
Surprised,
that around
yes.
Otto. He'll take that as a challenge.
Noted. Very well. Follow me. I shall take you into the Enclave. And you watch as the shadow in front of you seems to fold outwards. And stepping forward, you see the tall, pale-skinned, robed figure of Stalker Catan. Come this way. Red Raven is expecting you.
Good. Hate dropping on people,
All right, and Catan leads you back into the Caligny Enclave, where you have previously rested. You can see that the Caligny seem to have started getting back on with their lives. You can see that there are a few new sort of shrouds in the plaza, sort of clearly the individuals who fought and died alongside you when you were seeing the bar guest back in. You can see that other than that, life seems to have returned to normal within this encampment, or at least what you assume normal to look like. You can see that there are some individuals sort of on patrol with weapons. You hear the occasional giggle from the shadows of the small diminutive creeper creatures. And once again, as you enter the central plaza, you can see this same blindfolded Caligny girl training with all sorts of weapons amongst a circle of 6 of, you assume to be her peers or her instructors, or certainly adults at the very least. Catan leads you past all of those and leads you toward the front cleft of the Vernal prison, and where you can see a statuesque figure standing in the gap, waiting for, seemingly looking out in your direction and waiting for you. Yes.
A bit of a wave. Hello.
And yeah, you hear Red Raven's voice call back to you across the darkness. And again, it's this sort of heavily, almost modulated voice. Sounds like 10 people speaking at once. And she says, "Hello there, Alwyn. I thought I'd be seeing you again soon."
No, that can wait. We're here. Della, do you want to explain why we're here?
Yes. We need a help with a plan that we have to do with the dragon. Is it Logrovich? Is it right? Yeah.
Yep.
You know of this dragon?
I'm afraid I don't. As I mentioned to you when you were here previously, my knowledge of Irison and White Throne is limited to what I need to serve my duty as the guardian of the Vernal Prison. I know little about what happens above the surface, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, we have a plan to mess around with this dragon. This is not a nice dragon. And we thought if we could find underneath where this dragon lives, under here, we could sort of mess around and cause a bit of a cave-in. I don't know whether that would be okay.
It's certainly unorthodox. It's not something I have particular skills in, but yes, by all means, if you need my help, as you say, I do owe you a favour. I'll be glad to, either myself or the Caligny will assist you as they're able.
Awesome. Thank you.
As long as you're not putting my children in any undue harm, of course.
Oh no, Alwyn wouldn't allow that.
No. I think first thing we need to do is identify whereabouts underground the Logrovich's tower is.
Yes.
I mean,
do you have any ideas on how you might do that?
We know where it is above. Yeah. We could work it out, right?
Probably could. Very well, so, what do you need from me at this stage?
Well, we wanted to check that it was okay to do, and we might need some help bringing everything down. So I don't know if you've got anything that might help us to do that.
As I say, creepers are surprisingly adept at mining, at digging tunnels. If you need a tunnel dug, in the absence of dwarves, they are probably your second best option. But we have no skills in sabotage or engineering. They're not skills that the Caligni have need of, so they don't develop them.
Well, if they mine under where the tower is, if it can be mined, and then, because I think with mining, I visited a mine once, and they use these big, heavy wooden sticks to help hold the ceiling up. And if they can mine it out and leave those wooden sticks there, then maybe we can tie ropes to the sticks and everyone get really well away, and then we all heave away on the sticks and the sticks come out, and then the ceiling falls down and it brings the tower with it.
It's not a terrible idea. Those would need to be very large sticks. I mean, Alwyn, as you will all be aware that you're not in a cave tunnel. You're in a city, a ruined city. The ceiling is perhaps 100 feet above where you are. So certainly, if you have some means of making that happen, you have my blessing. As long as it might cause some instability in the surrounding structures under here, but if we're all well away, as you say, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I think we need to see what the situation is underneath the tower. Because I don't know.
Yes, that makes sense to me. What do you think, Amos? You've been
I think it's worth a shot. I think I don't really know what else we could do other than face to face with the dragon again, and I don't think that's a good idea.
We barely hit it last time.
didn't hit its stall, I don't think.
No.
I threw it into the air.
No, you didn't. As much as you like to say that you did, you didn't.
Otto did the most. Was the most effective against it. Stopped it from flying.
That's true.
Briefly. We don't want to get into a direct entanglement for sure. We could just bring the tower down while he's in it. That's our best bet.
Yeah. Let's see what's under the tower first.
Yeah.
I think
we'll
that
go
gives
from
us
there.
the best chance of keeping him on the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, well, if you wish to scout the area, I don't know where this tower would be, but by all means, go and head in that direction, have a scout out, and come back and tell me what you find.
Maybe Stalker Catan can help us. If we sketch out where the tower is above ground, do you think Stalker Catan might help us work out where it is underground?
Quite possibly. Stalker Catan does occasionally lead small expeditions to the surface, mostly to acquire food or supplies or that kind of thing from the surface world. If anyone among us here was to have an idea of where it might be, he would be the one to talk to. Before you go, I have someone here who I think you should meet. I was loath to introduce you the first time we met. They've been, let's just say, I've been keeping them safe here for some time. Raiden. Right, then you can come out, my dear. And Asta, what do the rest of the group see?
So emerging from the shadows is a tall and slender elven woman. She stands at about 5'10". She's got incredibly pale skin, almost bone white, though there's a tiredness around her eyes, which just seems to linger and cause a slight darkening. She's got long, wavy, dark crimson hair that begins to pale and almost ombre to a fiery honey colour towards the end. And her almond-shaped eyes are almost gemstone-like. One of them is a beautiful shade of emerald green, while the other is a startling shock of amethyst purple. And she's clad in this black velvet dress that cinches around the waist before flowing into a subtle skirt and hem. And there's dark scarlet lacework across the shoulders, the sleeves and the hem, as well as forming a high collar around the neck that's decorated with a single purple gemstone brooch at the throat, ornately encompassed in this beautiful winding golden filigree.
In fact, as the rest of you see this individual appearing from the shadows, you get the sense that when you were first here, you probably did see her around the Enclave, but in due mostly to her pale skin and dark eyes, it's very likely that you mistook her for another Caligny. But this woman appears before you. Ryden, Red Raven, this sort of tall, statuesque individual with sort of clad in red leather armor that has kind of a mask and cowl that covers the top part of her face. She has a cape of red raven feathers cascading down her back, and slung across her back you can see that there is an ornate white longbow tipped with gold on either end. And again, in this sort of heavily modulated voice, she says, Ryden, these individuals are friends of the Caligny, and I suspect you may have a goal in common with them as well. But I will allow you to make your own introductions.
Hello, Ryden. My name's Alwyn, and you see, well, it looks, to all intents and purposes, like a human, except for some slight points to the ears, which identifies him, in fact, as a half-elf. He's got hair in a pixie cut, and he's wearing studded leather armour, has a steel shield strapped to his back, and a very, very nice, very fancy rapier to his side. And this is Chardonnay, and he gestures to a wolf at his side, a small wolf, mostly quite dark at the moment, almost black fur at this moment. Might be dropping little bits of black on the floor.
Hello. It's I hope a pleasure to meet you. How can I be of assistance?
Well, my goodness, probably quite a lot of ways. I want to introduce my comrades. This is Della.
Hi. Should I describe myself?
Yeah.
Della is she's a little halfling. She's only small. She is wearing cold clothes at the moment because it's quite cold. The most notable thing about her appearance is she's wearing a lurid green hat. Think Robin Hood type hat. That's what she's wearing there. She also favours a rapier, but she's got a bunch of daggers. She's also got a dagger, well, a number of daggers around her neck. Yeah, that's Della. Stabby, stab, stab.
And this is Brother Amos.
Hello, Elf. I'm Brother Amos. And Brother Amos is a human male wearing human clothes. I can't quite remember what he's wearing because when we first started this, he was covered
in bloody rags.
Yeah, and I think at some point I nicked somebody's clothes, and I can't remember what they were. I think some guard or something. It took me about 80 episodes to remember that I carried a staff. So I might be carrying the staff, I might not. I can't remember what did with it.
I think the staff broke.
Yeah, it broke.
The staff got destroyed.
Broke.
Yeah.
But I like to fight with my fists.
Yeah, you can see that Amos is very broad in the shoulders, very wiry in the arms. Looks very quick on his feet, and looks like if he were to thump you in the jaw, it would probably hurt. So Red Raven continues, and she says, "Yes, right, and don't be alarmed by these individuals. They are much like yourself. They are no friend to Elvana. I thought perhaps you would have some common ground."
Yeah, we don't like her.
Ah, no, she's a dick. Yes. We're on a quest to bring back the normal witch instead of the current witch. Or something. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm just tagging along at this point.
Yeah, Dada's just along for the ride.
Certainly sounds like quite the quest.
A lot of moving parts to it there. We have to jump through a lot of hurdles and hoops to get to the point. In fact, what we need to do is, and he starts pulling out a plague mask and a lock of hair, and they're saturated in blood. We need to throw these into a special cauldron, apparently, to bring back. Yes, but we need to get to the cauldron, which is currently hidden away at the moment behind an army, essentially. But we've got some friends who can distract the army. But first of all, we need to get Logrovich out of the picture. He's the white dragon we're currently combating.
A really big dragon.
So that the army, so that our friends can distract the army, so we can sneak into the cauldron. And that's about right, isn't it?
It sounds familiar.
I think you summed it up quite succinctly for all the things that we need to do. So it's like a house of cards, really. Once you get started.
I tell you what, Stuart. I saw a great meme the other day that was like basically some kid in the US basically did some maths homework. The teacher marked it, and the comment on their working was, "You've managed to make two separate errors that just happen to cancel each other out and give the right answer." That's kind of what Alwyn got with that description there.
Excellent. Excellent.
Awesome.
Right.
So that's what we've got to do. So the first thing is we need to find where his tower is underneath here. So.
Yes, pleasure
Does
to make your
anyone
acquaintance.
Yes.
Yes. Good grief, that was a lot.
Hope you've been taking notes, because we're shit at that. Well, Della's really good at taking notes. I'm terrible.
Sometimes.
Brother Amos just draws willies.
I've got loads of notes that they're just all pictures of cocks.
I like to think that each one has a specific meaning, and you know exactly what all those meanings are.
I mean, each one does have a specific meaning, but I don't know what those meanings are.
He keeps drawing them to find out.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Is it like thief sign, monk sign?
No, it's like you know that bit in 7 where they go to the killer's house and find just books and books of stuff that he's written. That's my flat,
Yeah.
but it's just all pictures of penises. Books and books.
So you've met this individual. Red Raven sort of introduces you to them, and she says,
yes, by all means, do the scouting you need to do. When you have an idea of how I can be of help to you, please come back and let me know.
Red Raven, whilst my companions have a chat with Stalker Catan about that, may I have a word with you in private?
Of course you may. Yes.
I'll go over to Stalker Catan and start discussing.
Sharing your notes.
Amos, what? Are you going with Della?
Yeah. We'll have a little wander round.
Okay. What's Ryden doing?
I will give Red Raven a small bow of the head, and then I'll just sort of trail after the other two, sort of not sure if I meant to, but just following behind a little awkwardly.
Yeah, it feels like the right thing to do at this moment in time. All right, okay.
Oh, no one's staying to eavesdrop.
Chardonnay is.
It's because these
Chardonnay can't talk to us.
because your characters all respect personal boundaries, apparently, and that's a good thing.
We all do, apart from
Only
Alex.
taken 126 episodes, but yeah.
All right, so yes, the rest of your group, along with this new acquaintance Ryden, they head off into the plaza. That you see, they begin talking with Stalker Catan, and as they sort of disappear, Red Raven sort of turns to you and gestures for you to come closer, and she says,
Yes, Alwyn, what is it I can do for you?
Oh gosh, this is really awkward, and I'm not quite sure how to put this, but I might end up looking really, really silly for this. Do you remember anything of your life before you became Red Raven?
I remember some things.
Did we know each other?
You tell me, Alwyn. Did we know each other?
I think we did know me.
as you say that, you see her emerald green eyes meet yours as you say that, Alwyn. And a smile curls across her face from what you can see. And she says to you,
I wondered when you'd figure it out.
and she puts her hand under the cowl of her mask, and she pulls it off, revealing the pale blue, but still very statuesque, very much as you remember her, except crisscrossed with scars of all kinds. You see the blonde hair and the emerald green eyes of Nomi Gildergreen. And she says to you, the voice modulation seems to drop as she takes the cowl off, and in this soft, commanding, familiar voice, you hear her say, "It's been a long time, Redfinger," and that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Backstory.
My goodness.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by hooksounds.com and editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Discord by searching Tales from the 20 Side, or visit us at talesfromthe20side.com.
Welcome, Aster!
And you still
Thank
owe me
you.
20 quid.
Yeah,
20
welcome,
gold.
welcome to the insanity, Aster. I promise most of our episodes aren't usually that chaotic.
I don't know, I've
terms of getting
listened
them
to
going.
some of them. I think they might be.
Yeah. That's not a promise that you can really.
No. No. Not in the business of making promises you can't keep.
Absolutely. Oh, shivers down my spine. It's all getting real. It's all getting real.
It is.
Sometimes as a player,
It
you
is.
don't necessarily want to tug at a thread, but also you do. And
I tell you what, Stu, I don't mind saying the entire time we've kind of had this little arc going where you were in the Undercity and then you were obviously dealing with Red Raven. I was dropping tiny little hints the entire time, and I was wondering when you were going to go. Is that it? Is that it? So I can't lie. I was a little bit sad when you left without doing anything about it at all.
wow.
But now you've come back.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the way things were left, or the last time Alwyn saw Nomi, the last person on the planet, on Galarian, that he would expect to ever see again. So, yeah. Took a bit of thinking, took a bit of mulling. There we go. Oh, exciting. It's an exciting episode.
Very.
For
It
so
is.
many reasons.
It's going to be.
So,
I imagine that's going to be hell to edit those, Stu, based on all the dropouts we had.
have fun.
It's fine. I've got until this coming Saturday to do it. So
That's it. No pressure.
Loads of time.
yes.